This is a Love Life Horoscope Terry for Pisces from February 2nd to the 16th, 2022. Let's get to it. What do we got going on for you and your love interest at the start of this time period? Page of Wands, the World, and the Nine of Swords. You are presently very anxious. It's kind of like you're in this energy of uncertainty. You're sleeping alone. You're stressed in regards to this connection. This person of yours, they could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or an Aquarius or Capricorn. But it's kind of like they're seeing, they have this vision, and it's the start of this ascension towards this connection with you. But it's kind of like they're at this moment where they're seeing this higher potential, and they're just about to step into it. When they do step into it here with the world energy, it's kind of like they make that decision that this is what they want. This is, something that they're gonna embrace fully. It's that energy where they're gonna work in terms of this connection with you. Let's clarify this world. For them, teaching. Ooh, for you, yearning. Yeah, you're waiting on a message, and they're going to give you this message here. This is happening at the start of this period. So in the next few days here, this is you receiving this message that you're waiting on from them. You're waiting them to embrace something here. What is this message that you're receiving from them? Ooh, Three of Cups. It's going to be public. Very public. Six of Wands. And the Seven of Wands. This is not the way that you wanted to receive this message, because it's going to be so public. It's meant to get attention. Ascension, the world. They're doing something in a very public way. And you almost wish it wasn't so public. But it's a victory. It's a victory for you. Let's clarify this Seven of Wands. For them, tradition. For you, opportunities. The way that it's coming in, it's kind of like it's not in the way that you wanted to, like you're almost not wanting, you want it to be kind of different. Like you want the opportunity, but you don't want, perhaps you want something more traditional. You want this opportunity in a more traditional way. This is coming in the new way of things. People get excited. They post something. This is very much put out there into the world. You're hoping that it's going to be a little bit more personal, I think. How are you going to react to this? Let's ask that. How are you going to react to this? Because it doesn't seem like you wanted it to be this way. Ace of Wands. Ace of Cups. And the Six of Swords. This public influence is going to be pushing you in a direction that you've never anticipated before. It's something that you don't know where it's heading, but you're governed by your heart here. You have no way to compete with the way it's kind of like, how people, I can never understand how people make a public display of, when they're asking somebody to get married, when they're proposing. It's kind of like they do it in such a public way that it's kind of like that public influence on the situation forces the person to say yes, and they would have said yes if it wasn't so public, but it's kind of like, this is more public than you wanted it to. And I feel, public proposals kind of take away from the person's right to choose. Because, even if they would have said yes, regardless, it's kind of like, you don't need to make a public display of it. But this is the new way of doing things. It's kind of like this, this new approach, like that they're seeing something to have with you, that you may have asked this person if they wanted to be with you. And the way they're responding is with a yes. So you are getting what you wanted. There's no more need to stress about it. You're going in this direction you never really thought of. Like, it's kind of like everything was kind of hung up on this response from them. So you didn't really you didn't put the thought into how everything would play out, right? Very public, Six of Swords. Even. Let's clarify the Six of Swords. Actually, I want to clarify the Ace of Wands. The way they're doing this is fun for me to watch from the outside here. For them, vigor. Ooh, for you, superiority. Yeah, they're using their influence here. They know how to get what they want. But it's kind of through this public element. Like they're kind of getting, it's like we talked about here, it's kind of like the public influence makes them stronger in a sense. Where are you heading with the Six of Swords that you don't know about? Let's see that. Queen of Cups. Ooh. The Magician. And the Devil. Ooh. This person is acting from the heart. So regardless of how they're putting this out there, the basis of it is, it's meant to show you that they have true, honest, and very deep feelings for you. Now, the Six of Swords, this is very interesting here because in your energy, we got the Magician with the Devil. You really got to put your mind on track here, because if you start thinking negatively, you're going to get negative results. If you start thinking positively, you're going to attract positive results. So even though you are disempowered by the way that this message is coming towards you, because there is that public element, which kind of forces you to go with the tide, you do have power on where you're being led if by controlling your thoughts so that they stay positive and not letting the bad thoughts or bad expectations kind of override you. Everyone has trouble with that, because unless you're continually doing exercises to keep your head positive, like what I like to do is, like, I have this bowl by my bed, and like every morning when I wake up, like I pick from all these like things that I want to achieve in my life. It's kind of like a vision board, but it's kind of like in writing. So then like I do like Wim Hof exercises, and there's like 3 3-minute breathing exercises. And as I'm breathing, I'm like, I take one of these things out of the bowl and then I visualize that. And breathing helps you kind of focus your thoughts, because otherwise our attention span is really short. Somehow when you're doing deep breathing, your attention span gets bigger. So it's kind of like how I do my meditations. This is kind of you may even want to try that, but this is you really trying to focus on the positive, right? Let's clarify the Magician. For them, moderation. For you, will. You have the biggest influence on where this boat is going to go here. More moderation. It's kind of like they're going to go with your flow, but it's kind of, you have the will. It'll either go really good or really bad. It depends on your train of thought, how well you can command your thoughts here. In the extended, I just read the first question. I don't even look at the questions beforehand. These are all random generated by the computer. I press a button, they come up, but the way they come up is supernatural. So the first question is, what boundaries do you need to maintain with this love interest to stay true to yourself? I think that's a really good question, because it almost feels like you're disempowered by their superior, by the way that, they're communicating to you. Right? So what boundaries do you need to maintain to stay true to yourself? What's the most likely outcome for this connection at this time in the next 2 weeks? What is a message for your highest good? I love that question. And we'll ask, what is the love interest looking for from this connection? That can help you dispel some of these negative thoughts, perhaps. We'll figure out what they're looking for, because we know they're coming from a good space. Like they know how to love you right if you let them. So we'll look into that. The link for the extended is down below. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you the best with your choices. Much love.